I'll be asking certain number of questions about interview. I know you have gone through several interviews, and more than that, you have taken the interviews of the candidate. That why should I hire you? So obviously there is a read between the lines. There is a meaning what actually you are looking from a candidates.
My life, my vlog, D2A
I
vlogs.
have a very senior most people. He's actually a senior manager in one of an MNC called British Telecom, and he's got a rich experience for taking interviews. And if you talk about the experience which he's possessing at the moment, I think it's more or less. Some of you might not even have an age of 21. So he's got a 21-year experience of working with an MNCs and corporate culture, and a lot of interviews he has gone through, and he has even taken more than that. So we have one of a great person with us in order to help us and to provide all his rich experience to help you in your building career. So here I would like to invite Sir Mr. Udayan Ahuja. Please welcome, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. We really admire and appreciate your time and presence for being with us and sharing your experience.
It's a great pleasure to come on to your channel, and really looking forward to interact with the audience.
I think they all are extremely grateful to have you on board and discussing. Udayan sir, before we proceed further with question and answer, how about if you can tell us something about you, like the kind of experiences you've gone through and the difficulties in, let's say, in interviews or in your career, how you build up in a brief way, just a brief one about yourself.
I think usually people start with a particular education and they go in a particular sector, but I started my journey in arts, and then I've done my post-graduation in business management. And post that, I got interested in IT, and I've gone through certain courses and got basic qualification of IT industry. And then I've joined an organization called We Customer, and I worked there as initially as a technical support engineer, and post that I worked as a trainer. I become later as a team lead. Then I went to Wipro. I was a team lead there in Wipro Technologies, and post that I worked with Tech Mahindra. I had worked with you, and we had a pleasure of working with each other for almost 5 years approx, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still remember our interaction over the teas, coffee, and we had a lot of interaction, I would say. And post that we went to British Telecom, and later on you have also joined the British Telecom, and so far I've been working as a senior manager. I started in British Telecom as an individual contributor. Later on I became a manager, senior manager, and I have a team of highly motivated professionals who have been working with me, and I have a great pleasure and lifetime opportunity to work with such a diverse team. That's it.
The candidates. Absolutely. So the point is, when you ask a question, so we know there is a question. Let's say if I'm asking a question that why should I hire you? So obviously there is a read between the lines. There is a meaning what actually you are looking from a candidates, that he should be answering this instead of the word. So that is something what we are targeting with these questions, which I have put together some of the questions which I'll be asking you. So more of what is the answer which actually an interviewer look for when it comes to an interview?
Well, if you take the example of the candidates, usually the candidates would fall with the experience where they are freshers or maybe having a 6 months or a 1 year experience, and they do not have much in their resume. And basically, the very first questions I've been asked, tell me about something about yourself, which is very common stuff. This is basically an icebreaker. And this can be a make or this can be a break question. So here they want to understand how they want to judge your communication skill, how comfortable you are talking to the people, especially strangers, and how you can build a rapport with the people, how your listening skills are, how your speaking skills are, and what you have done in your life. So this is a very safe question, and it gives an opportunity to talk about yourself, give a brief description about yourself, what you've done, what's your name, where you've done your schooling or college from, just just a brief 1 or 2 sentences, and touch upon the role where you want to work and what kind of experience you have if you do not have the experience. try to create a rapport building, talk about the organization, how positive you are about the role, even though even though you are a fresher, but I have certain qualities which are very basic, like I'm very hardworking, I'm very positive, I have a very strong ethics, stuff like this. If that can be really emphasized upon, I think you can really make through the interview. So that's the
Right.
question. One should be, you would get the same question even though you are a fresher or maybe you are 10 or 15 years of experience. Tell you something
True.
about you. This is a basic icebreaker people ask. It's a common, but yes,
True.
it is a bit tricky question.
Very, very, very true, sir. And I think that's very true. It's an eye break, obviously. Okay, I'm going to, read out another question. And the question is, what skills, I mean, usually interviewer asks, what skills or strength would you bring to the, to the position, to the company? So when somebody is asking this question, what is he expecting as an answer to this?
So basically, interviewers are trying to understand what sort of, I would not say package, but what sort of overall, uh, value add you are trying to bring to the organization. So what kind of person you are, how they can relate you. So the very first thing is try to go into the interview with a listening mode.
Okay.
Listen to the person carefully. So the very first thing, if you're a good listener, you can say that, I have good listening skills, which is a very rare.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the very first thing, but you need to practice it.
So in one liner, if we have to answer this question, so what would be the best answer to this?
So I think I have what value I can bring into the organization or what skill set I would possess. I would say that yes, I love to interact with the people.
Okay.
So dealing with the people is the one of the most important stuff. I have a good listening skills, and everyone would say that yes, I'm hardworking.
Yeah.
Something apart from hardworking, I possess a good listening skills. I have a key attention toward details, but make sure whenever you tell that I have a key attention toward details, make sure that your resume should be very good. Free from grammatical error, spacing error. So these are the things you need to watch out for. So attention toward details is, and you are initiative oriented, willingness to learn, and strong ethics. You can really, without a doubt, you can say that I have a very strong ethics. So that is something loyalty you can expect, So these are the common things, but the rest, when you work in the organization and then usually your skill sets are being discovered, what sort of person you are, what sort of personality you have. But these are the common skill sets you can refer to.
Perfect. I think this makes very clear to this answer. Do you work as a, let's say, an individual or as a team? How would you like to work?
So usually, if a person is joining as a fresher or maybe have 6 months to 1 year experience, it's very safe to say that yes, I would love to work as a team.
Okay.
If you would see in majority of the organization, you will have more and more of individual contributors. Everyone want to shine and everyone want to show that they are the best, and that's where a lot of frustration comes. Working with team, bringing team towards a particular goal, and when you work with a team, you try to learn a lot. When you work alone, right, you may not be able to learn so many things. So learning the team dynamics, taking team towards a goal, and being an essential cog of any particular machinery like a team is very important. So emphasize that yes, first I'm a team player. Right. I would given a choice, I would love to work as a team. However, as I grow further and as in on the way, I've been given certain projects which I can lead individually. Definitely, I would love to do that. But yes, given a preference, I would love to work with a team. It will give me a chance to interact with a lot of people. This will foster your learning.
Absolutely. And I was about to ask this question that in what circumstances can we say that I can be a good individual also? I think you've already answered in your question.
Basically, it depends on the kind of the task is given by your manager. If it's a team goal, definitely you have to work as a team. If it's an individual goal, you have to work as an individual goal. So actually.
Right. Okay. Another question, which I think it's a very, very interesting question. Even I see a lot of people ask that where do you see yourself 5 years down the line, or 5 years from the now, or 2 years from the now? So what is it which we are expecting out of this question?
So, well, when somebody would say that where you see yourself in the 5 years, you have seen in certain movies or maybe in certain jokes that you would tell the interviewer I would be in your position in 5 years. It's very easier to say, but usually it's not recommended anywhere to tell this in the interview. So, I think what you can say that yes, I'm very excited about my current role, right? My aim is to develop a deep expertise in my current role and the associated opportunities which comes along with that. And the main thing is that over the years, when I work with people like you, with certain fine managers, I'll bring and develop my skill set. And as and when I grow further, on the way, I may be able to get more managerial responsibility or have a potential to lead on certain projects, and that I can bring value towards the organization. So refrain from talking about that I would be a project manager, I would be maybe a senior manager, especially when you are a fresher. But yes, if you are a team leader, very well you can say that I'm looking forward to a manager profile in next 2 to 3 years, depending on how I perform, how the organization would see my value add. So that is the question you are putting on yourself that yes, if I'm gonna perform well, definitely organization gonna reward me.
Right. So it's more of basically looking out the responsibility. Like what more responsibility
I'll be about value add which I'm going to bring to the organization on the way. So it's not a journey towards the end. On the way, what are the key learnings you are gonna have? What are the key skill sets you are going to improve, and how you will be gaining your experience, and how you can provide that value add to the organization. If you have learned something from the organization, what you are going to bring it or give it back to the organization in terms of the comfort returns.
Right. True. Very, very interesting. And I think it's very, very clear answer, sir. Thank you so much. And I think it's a very difficult question, which even I have seen in my career also. When people ask, and I feel like, well, what do I need to answer, sir? Okay, another important question. Usually this is a kind of a trap question. I have felt it. So usually interviewers say, okay, everything is sorted, everything is very good, but tell me, why should I hire you? There are a lot of people sitting outside, so why should I only hire you?
So I think first thing you can definitely put in yourself that I have a strong ethics. Without a doubt, I would say that I possess a very strong ethics. There might be people who can be smarter than me. I have not met them. I do not know about their credentials, and it's very unfair to say that I would be on top of them. But yes, I'm a happy-go-lucky boy or a girl and want to really work with the organization. I want to learn, and whatever I learn, I would like to contribute towards the betterment of the organization. So try to talk, and before you reach out to this question, first is and very most is how you build rapport with the interviewer. Talk with a smile. Try to talk about get into the friend zone, not into too much of friend zone, but at least have that respect and try to have that a very light moments, and try to drop so that they are able to drop their guards, you are able to drop your own guard, and it becomes more sort of conversation rather than shooting the interviews. Okay, and they are going to have 10 questions to ask you. So usually they will talk about you, your family, and the more they talk about you, that means they are very interested to know about you as a person. So that gives a very sense. Otherwise, they will go with what are your hobbies, what are your key skill sets. If they're going with these questions line by line, it tells that it is very common. So try to break this. That will really give us you an extra edge over the other competitors. And you smile, not you don't have to giggle in the interview, but you smile, and smile really works.
I know. Of course it does.
And if you are able to really get the interviewer and he can smile, and he can really a genuine, not a plastic smile, that means that you are doing really well, and you just have to be positive and see where you are.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It's wonderful answer, I must say. And okay, there is one question. Once the interview is over, okay, everything is sorted, everything. So usually interviewer asks one question: that do you have any question for me? So what is it he is expecting out of this question? Or is it just a formal one where he's just completing it? Or was he expecting something?
So usually, most of the cases, it may be a formality, and maybe the interviewer definitely wants to ask you something. So here, you obviously, if you are hired or
Mhm.
not, you will get to know. So don't ask whether I'm hired or how I've done in the interview. So
Right.
leave it. Don't be so impatient, right? I think read the body language. Body language is very important. Body language of the interview can give you a hint whether you would be selected or not. And don't ask this straight away question whether I'm hired for this role or not. And wait for things to come. And what you can say that, in a positive way, you can ask how the current organization, how the particular organization nurture the talent and leadership. How they make a better leader, and how they give a learning opportunity to the people,
Mm.
and what sort of learning I can get in this organization to develop my skill set, and in turn I can provide a better value add to this organization. So in turn, how I can get trained to better serve the organization.
I think this is the best answer one I could ever have, and I think this is amazing. I was even thinking about while I was making this question, what would be the best answer, but I think I couldn't think of this answer as the best one. And when you say thinking about learning and talking about the organization wherein you are being hired, I think that's the most two key point which we can take out.
Because the people who learn, they are the one who grow within the organization. And learning is not that I learn and I hop another job. It's just I want to learn with this organization, I want to grow within this organization. And by learning, what sort of benefit the organization can get. And I think if you can really complete this entire circle, I think you have cracked the interview.
Okay. There is another question. Why are you leaving your current job?
Well, again, majority of the time people leave the organization due to two things. First thing is they leave their manager.
Right.
That's the number one. Second thing, people leave for money.
Yes, absolutely.
These are the two universal stuff why the people leave the organization.
But are they supposed to tell this upfront?
Third thing is that they are looking for a better role. That is another. So I think it depends on the individual to individual. Most time people get frustrated with their boss, and they do not have a good positive working relationship with their boss, or boss do not have a positive working relationship with their employees. It happens both ways. And so we have to understand, we have to never say anything not positive about your organization or your previous job or your current colleagues, your manager. Refrain from, because it's a pitfall. If you're not able to explain it well, definitely that may not be taken as a positive sense. So talk about learning opportunities. In my current role, the learning has been saturated, and I really want to improvise my learning. Looking forward to organization like yours, where I have a better opportunity to learning. I can better at develop my skill set. I have a lot of potential, but I'm not able to use that because I feel that current learning is hampering me. And until unless the money is not a very strong driver, do not use the money as a very strong driver. However, if you are in an organization for 6, 7, 8 years, you do not get a monetary growth. Yes, you can present that. I am definitely looking forward to monetary gains also, but not that's the primary concern. Also, and so that if I can get a better hike, I can really look forward to this profile or this role for this organization for another 5 to 10 years, so that I don't have to look outside. So that will really take care of my monetary needs, and my main goal is towards the learning. Or this is a very innovative, very interesting profile which is with your organization. I really would like to develop my skill sets, and I'm really looking forward to this profile. If I can get rehired, this is my dream profile which I'm looking forward to, which I do not have currently in my organization. So if I can be hired, I'm really happy to do that. So talk about these things rather than talking about your any unpleasant. There might be everyone has anyone which has experience of working in a corporate culture. They may have a positive, they may have a negative experiences. So generally, talking about the negative experiences If you're not able to explain it well, it can be seen as a negative by certain interviewers, not all, but
Mhm.
usually the interviewers who have lesser experience, or these are the pitfall questions which you must avoid, and the answers you must avoid, especially talking about something that a bad experience happened in the organization, a bad manager, or a bad working culture, a toxic
Mhm.
working culture. So so it's not a work culture. It's basically it's not usually for people refer to the politics. So it's not politics. It's the part of a work culture when more than few people work together in a particular organization.
Mhm.
Rather than calling a politics, it's a work culture which comes.
Right.
Part of the work culture. Every company has its own work culture, and how we can be integrated, how we can better get used to this work culture, and how you can use the positive stuff in this work culture. That is very important, rather than referring to the negative connotation which you had happen, negative experiences you had happen.
Mhm.
Let's try to refrain that. I would say be
Yeah,
diplomatic in that.
makes sense. Absolutely. So I think it does.
Don't pour your heart out. I would say.
Yeah, absolutely, and that completely makes sense. Yeah, I think the gist what I can take out from this answer is that look at the positive side of learning new aspects, new things about the new company instead of talking about the bad experience with the company. So very well said about this. There is one another question. There is another situation. Let's say if an interviewer had asked you a question and you may not know the answer to this. So how will you react to it? What should you say that instead? No, I don't know this, or how diplomatically or beautifully, smartly, one should answer it.
So practically speaking, you can't answer all the things.
Right.
If you do not know any answer, any question, answer to any question, first listen to the question carefully. It might be that you have not heard the question properly, or you have not understood it well, or you need certain associated information related to that question. So ask certain questions around that. Try to build that information, and you may get certain clues from the interviewer. Usually, interviewers give a lot of clues. There are a lot of subtle cues which you need to understand. You have to listen to those subtle cues very properly. And if you're able to get it, you do not have an answer. Try to build up on an answer, but at least try, right? Give it a try. Don't say, no, I do not know instantly.
Oh, okay.
Do not go on a deep silence for the next 1 minute. So you can say no. I may not know this, or you ask for certain information. That information is given to you. Still, you are not able to answer. That's fine. That's not the end of the world. You can say politely that yes, I feel that I do not know answer to this question. But definitely, if you tell me the answer to this question, I would love to really learn, and so that I can bring my skill set or bring my. It will really increase my knowledge.
Okay.
It's not a break or make question. There are at times it's not you are there's no tick mark that you have to say yes to all the questions. It's usually how you respond. These are the situational questions. Situational questions. It's how you respond to the people. Most of the questions may not have a true or false, but how you respond and what questions, what answer you are telling for a particular question, and based on a situation, whether it would be appropriate or not. It depends on the kind of situations which the interviews ask, or what kind of situation is set in. So a lot of factor depends on it, but try to explain it well. And at times, if you do not have the answer, smile and say, "That's what I know about this. I'm sorry about that." That's okay.
Makes sense. Absolutely. The last question, and it's really interesting, though I can see a lot of many other, but I'll ask the last one only. It's about the salary. That if there is a salary negotiation, which usually happen, let's say the manager offer you 2 lakh rupees and you don't agree to it, though you are not, you are not okay with that figure. But how to discuss that point because you want that job, come what may, but you still want that should be a little hike onto it. So one should go ahead and say it affrontly, or how manipulative or beautifully one should say this.
So I would say that it depends on two factors: whether you're a fresher and you have been looking for a job from a long time, and this is one of the role where you have actually reached it, and you may not make a mess out of it. So I think you would have a very less bargaining power.
Okay.
And there is a big risk also that you would say that are you ready enough to leave a particular role just due to a lack of money? So it depends on whether you're working or not. If you're a fresher, first I'll tell you if you're already working. So if you're already working, you already have a salary. What sort of pay package you have? And as per the norm, try to figure it out from the market norms. What is the percentage hike we expect? If it's a services industry, it's a software industry. If the market is doing well, something around 30, 40, 50%. 50 in a very extreme cases, but 20 to 40% is something a person can expect. Always do not try to tell that figure, put it as a negotiation, and let's see what is being offered. Try to if you say that yes, my minimum expectation is 30%, but yes, I'm a bit flexible. And they would say how much percentage it would be, say that, minus 5% to plus 10% also, both on the on the lower and the upper range. So flexibility, that doesn't always mean that you always go for a lower range, but it can also go for upper range. So that's where it brings in. And do not ask for the insane like 70, 100 or 200 if you're until unless you have a very strong skill set. If you're looking really urgent for a money and there's a very strong driver, and that's understandable. You can go for 70, 100% hike, but you need to understand how well you've done in the interview. What is your key skill sets, which is really rare in the market. And in certain scenarios, people get it. But usually, try to say that, yes, I'm flexible. Try to negotiate it. And try to see and read the body language of the interviewers. And you may have that ability to leave that on the table also. It can be a make or break. I can give the example of one of my organization. I won't name the organization. Not the current one, but previous in my work life, there was a situation where I was asked for a particular hike. I given a particular hike, and we have reached to a particular level, and then they asked, that's it. It's a make or break whether you want to go forward. I said, no, it's not. This is not something I'm looking forward to. I need something more. I quoted them. They said, okay, we'll let you know. And post that, I did not get a role, even though they said that, if you can join the role in this particular work. And I denied politely that, this is something very low and I cannot make my end meet. So I politely refused that profile. Again, after 1 year or so, that same organization approached for a different role. And again, that same situation came.
Okay.
I tried to negotiate it a bit, but it reached to a point, it's again a make or break. In that time, I said, whatever is on the table, it looks good. So I said yes. So there's always a risk. The moment you negotiate it more, it can become a counterproductive too. So there are at times it's not like a haggling in the market, but do in a very positive note with a very flexible attitude, and see where you end up. Even if you are falling short of your target, but at least if that gives a decent hike, then what you're getting, and it's a good role, I think focus on your skill set building. The industry will reward you, and usually when you work with a very good organization, they have their certain pay ranges, and if you are falling short of that pay ranges, they will try to give you a better pay range. So leave it to the destiny also, and try your level best, but don't be very, very, very choosy about that. A particular figure, if that doesn't get okay, I'm ready to leave it. Again, it's a very risky. So if you're in need of a job, try to explain your condition, try to explain the kind of amount of hike you're looking forward to. Put it to the negotiator, put it to the HR, and see how far you can go.
So, but I really, really appreciate, sir, your time and the kind of help which you have given to all the people and those who are listening. Thank you so much, everyone. And the question which you have still unanswered, I would try and answer them in the comments below. Of course, I'll take in help from Udyan, sir. So I would like to thank you once again, Udyan, sir, for your time, your effort, and sharing your experiences with us. It's a pleasure meeting with you, and heartily thank you so much. I would like to applause to you. Thank you so much.
The pleasure is mutual, and that's been a really great part, and it's a great experience to interact with the audience. And you've been doing a really great job, and I would say that people are really in safe hands. And you have such a, yourself has such a well-rounded experience in IT industry, so I'm sure that you have great advice for them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your kind words. It means a lot to me. And